Hey guys, I just want to show you a little modification that you can do with your Taranis. Some of the version Bs had an issue with the bouncy throttle. And you can see it there. If you have your timer automatically set, if I can get this in view, you can see it just bouncing there. So if you have your timer and whatnot, or your throttle warning, it always detects that you have throttle input, like that. So I did a little bit of research on online and came across a lot of people having issues with that. So there's a couple some guys changed their endpoints and stuff like that. You could do it that way, I guess, for the easy fix. But it seems like with the version B, there's a spring. If I can get this open, there's a little tension screw. If I can get this in decent shot here, there's a tension screw right here, and basically this is if you adjust this all the ways out, it'll give you for a mode 1, say. So if you put that out, it'll center your throttle, or if some guys using like NASA and stuff like that, where your throttle is in the center, you would adjust that so it's so your throttle stick is in the center. You know, understand what I'm saying? So some guys were saying to tighten that all the ways down, and that would bring, there's a little plastic clip in under here, kind of hard to see, but that screw pushing down would force the stick all the way down to 0. With the version, some guys did it and it was fine, but some other guys, including myself, which I just did, had to take the screw off, and right where the head of the screw is, there's a little lip of plastic, and that was basically forcing it, causing it not to go to seat all the ways down to push the stick down. And I was always getting that little bounce back like that. So what I ended up doing was taking the screw out and just taking a flat file and just file down there's a little lip of plastic there, and that seemed to do the trick. So I just backed it back just like a half turn, just to show the bounce what it was like. So I tighten it all the ways down now, because it can seat down a little bit further, and I don't want to strip that screw. That seemed to see, there's still a little bit of a bounce there. It needs just to go down. I just got too firmly. I could probably file it down just a touch more, but if I really tighten it down, there's no. I'm pushing down on the stick now. There's no bounce back. I tried multiple things with the ratcheting and stuff like that. Maybe I was thinking that it was causing an issue with that, and I played around with that through its extents all the ways out and all the ways full. Me personally, I don't like the ratchet on the throttle. So, and then I adjusted all these screws, like your 2 springs here, your 2 tensioning for your yaw and your actual throttle. So I played with all those, and that seems to have done the trick. And if I can just close it back up here, so I'm ready to put it back together. So I'm just going to zoom out just a little bit here. Ready to put it back together here, so just make sure all the wires are seated.
Switch warning. Throttle hold.
Pan and tilt. Deactivated.
High rates. Throttle release. Danger. I'm going down, baby. Throttle hold.
So, but anyways, you can see now that when my throttle all the ways down, there's no bounce back. So that is awesome, because I just set up a pretty cool a mix that I got online for. You can do it with normal planes. You would just have to put a little bit of up elevator mix into it, say 20 degrees. And but I use the My Fly Dream autopilots, and that has an auto launch feature. So basically it's in stabilized mode and gives about 20 degrees up elevator, and you can set the different degrees or whatnot, but most people use 20. So what you do is put it down. So I got 20 seconds to put my radio down, pick up my plane, all is good.
10, 9,
So once it
8,
reaches 0,
7,
it gives full throttle
6,
for 8
5,
seconds, I think.
4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Alright, so motors are spooling up.
1 minute.
Spools up, right? So I've tossed my plane now. I can pick my radio up. Alright, so now the throttle's going back down, but anytime I can take over, like so. Alright, so what that bounce was also doing, was giving me grief, was I was ready to, you know, put the throttle at 0, because it needs to be at 0 for this to work. If I'm 40%, nothing happens until you go to 0. So what this bounce was doing was it was detecting a little bit of throttle. So if I'm at the field, just the slightest, if I really push down on it, sometimes it would stay and sometimes it wouldn't. I could, you know, waste some time, because it would give a little bit of throttle and then, you know, you know what I mean. So that also helped that. So this is a pretty cool mix that I spent the last couple nights on. There's a on the RC groups there's a thread, and I just copied over some files and manually put it in, and you can change the settings and whatnot. So right, lay my radio down, pick up the plane, all is good, and at any given time I can obviously, like I was saying, was disable
10,
it with throttle,
9,
or
8, 7,
pick up that switch,
6,
put this
5, 4,
SA.
3, 2, 1, 0.
Alright, motors are spooling up. Alright, now throw the plane and pick up the radio, and I can just wait, or I can just
Minutes.
put it wherever and continue flying. So anyways, just to kind of get off track, but that bounce issue was causing grief with that also. So it all seems to be working fine now. All I have to do is put my screws back in. Yeah, there's no, because it was always showing, you see here, oh, it's gone. I was in the wrong page, but it was always showing negative 98. I'll show you right here. I disable it. But you can see in the menu, it was just showing just ever so slightly. It would bounce back to like 98 or so, and it was always detecting a little bit of throttle. So now it's perfect. Negative 100, positive 100, full throttle. So yeah, that was just a quick little fix. So if anybody's ever if you have this little bounce issue, just take it off, pull that screw out, take a little file, and just give it a little filing there, just to bring that little plastic lip down. And if you put your screw back in and you still have it with the screw seated always in, just take it out again and just file it down a little bit more until you get rid of that bounce. So it must is just a little bit of oversight, I guess, when with the plastic mold maybe or something, but just that little tiny bit of plastic lip was causing that much grief. So anyways guys, hopefully that helped, and thanks for watching.